Hello everyone, and thank you for clicking on another one of my videos. I am Screen Scene Guru, coming at you with a new full series review, with a new season beginning for Expedition X. This is following up Josh Gates on his several series, including Expedition Unknown, Expedition Bigfoot. But in this series, he is giving over the show to Heather and Phil, investigators going to different locations. Very fascinating stuff. I highly recommend you guys checking out Josh Gates and his series. You can catch them on the Discovery Network, on Discovery Plus, or on HBO Max. You can check them out there, and on YouTube as well. You can check out his clips. But for those of you that are well versed in him and his investigatory works, this is again season 9 of Expedition X. We follow the crew of Heather and Phil traveling to a chateau of horror, um, which is a French castle, which I recently learned. So Heather and Phil travel to the most haunted chateau in France to investigate terrifying stories of hostile ghosts linked to strange and savage murders. It's a very interesting story here. It seems like everyone in the town that lived by this chateau castle had stories of being haunted by ghosts. So much so that they left that surrounding area. They abandoned it, and it was essentially a ghost town when they visited. There is a caretaker that keeps up maintenance on the castle because it's a historical building, and they said that they have a certain area, a courtyard, where it's open, and they said it's a certain charged area of the property, a square where it's been known for flying birds overhead to drop dead. They actually witnessed that when they were there investigating, something very odd. They do not know why people aren't affected in the square as of yet, but strange that animals are seemingly dying there. There was story of occult rituals being done at the castle in time periods of the past, as well as slaughtering, conflicts, battles on the property in historical times. So a lot of death tied into the place. So that was just starting for episode 1. Going on into episode 2, we've got Beast of Boggy Creek. And these just came out in January of 2025, so they're brand new episodes. So like I was saying, episode 2, the team heads to Arkansas, where the legendary swamp monster has terrorized the small rural town of Folk, for over a century. Hope I'm saying that right, Folk, in Arkansas, Arkansas. But very interesting to see. I believe Heather is actually from there. She's a local, so she goes into the lore, going back to colonial days. People talking about seeing a swamp creature harassing them when they're trying to build their houses. Kind of funny to hear that this creature is still being seen. One of the last reported sightings of the creature was in 1983, when train railmen were working on clearing brush from a train rail, and they supposedly saw the creature going back into the forest, back into the swamp. It's very interesting to see that people are seeing it up to modern day, even. So that was episode 2. Going on into episode 3, we've got Secrets of the Nazi Occult, which was a 2-part episode. Very fascinating stuff. Starting with part 1, episode 3. Phil and Heather journey to the Czech Republic to investigate a castle reportedly built over a literal Nazi portal to hell, where they practiced occult rituals, trying to obtain immortality. Interesting stuff, knowing that the Germans were losing World War II and that they were trying to maintain power through rituals and collecting sacred artifacts like crystal skulls and many other things. Interesting facts to hear about for those of us that didn't know about this stuff. Growing up in school, they didn't teach us much about it. But yeah, that's pretty much episode 3. Um, Investigating a portal to hell through science and paranormal experiments. The team seeks to prove sinister activity. Um, and then we've got episode 4, which is part 2 of the two-parter. Nazi Occult Underworld Revealed, which is where Heather and Phil continue their deep dive into the Nazi occult activity in nearby Poland, where they investigate a Nazi stronghold, which is harboring terrifying secrets, as well as a poltergeist. So basically, a lot of the same stories where they were trying to keep these high-ranking SS members from dying. Of course, that did not work. As far as we're aware of, these attempts did not prevent them from staying here, but they are investigating the buildings that they did the research and did the practices on, and they're saying that ghosts are trapped there. Spirits are, if you call it a spiritual void, they at one point reference it to a drain in a lake, almost like things being stuck inside a hole and not being able to get out. So very interesting. There's been likened to places like this before, in things like Ghost Adventures, Ghost Hunters, all these other kinds of shows. They've referenced places around the globe that have been almost like attraction sites for paranormal activity and for spirits to get locked inside. For instance, there are Dimmick boxes, other sacred objects that trap supposed demons or bad spirits inside. For those of you that are well aware about the occult practices of trapping evil spirits and stuff like that, or even just fans that have watched Supernatural, the show that has been on for years, you're well versed in that. But interesting stuff that they're coming out with. We are waiting for the 5th episode to drop this upcoming week. I believe it's coming out on February 26th. So just in a couple days now. But make sure you guys are liking the video, comment down below. What are your thoughts on the channel and the shows I've been watching and keeping up to date with? Have you watched any of the Josh Gates series that he's been on for years on the Discovery Channel network? But make sure to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on future content and what I'm all going into and diving in on. I want to thank you all for sticking with me through these videos. Have a good one, and I'll catch you next time. Alright? Alrighty. Bye-bye.